up, folks? We're here with another Weebaholic podcast. Let's get it. Let's go. Today I have a full house. Guys, introduce yourself.
Yo, so we're here from the Real Talk Anime podcast. Some of you might already know us. We've worked together before. So thanks for having us on, Chris and Rashid. I'm Anis, aka Link.
I'm Cooper, aka Brooke.
And I'm Corbin, also known as Carter.
All right, thanks for coming on. But y'all go check out their episode. They had Shikamaru's the voice actor, like Shikamaru.
Yeah,
we all love him.
Yes, sir. He's a really cool dude too, and you know he's a wordy guy, and he had a lot to say, and it was all really interesting too. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, you can find that on our channel, and I guess I'll just plug our Instagram too. That's at Real Talk Anime, or Twitter at Real_Talk_Anime, and yeah, go check it out.
Okay, but before we get in the episode, you're gonna like, comment, subscribe, turn your notification bells on for all the podcasts and or different type of videos we do. Go follow the Instagram at @Again Show. Go follow my co-host at Eyes Out the Lens. It's his photography page, and you guys just keep doing what you're doing. But before we get in the episode, we just hit 700 subscribers. I just want to tell all y'all thank you. I appreciate all the reposting, the sharing, the liking, and there's still a lot of work to do, but 700, man, I'm really thankful for everybody.
That's awesome.
Subscribes.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks again for having us on. It's great.
No problem. But now, let's get negative. We have so many anime genres, so different types of anime. Today, me and the Real Talk Anime cast, we're going to give you guys they're going to give you their least favorite anime genre. Why? Maybe we debate it. Maybe we agree. Who knows? Who wants to go first?
I can maybe start. So there's obviously like so many different genres, and you could probably like find like a really, really specific thing that you dislike or something. But I think even just generally, there's a lot of things that are generally just bad. Like I don't know, because for me at least, I personally just don't like horror that much. I mean, I think thriller or like kind of like pseudo horror where it's like it's not the whole thing is just to be scary, like stuff like that, I think is fine. But then you start to get into things where it's literally just trying to be scary. I already don't like movies, like live action and stuff like that are horror. And then you bring it to anime where it's like not even realistic anymore. It's like, dude, who's gonna be scared? Who's
just being edgy to be edgy type
yeah, exactly. It just becomes like creepy, I guess. It becomes like creepy and kind of eerie, but it's never really horror, even if they're trying to do that.
You have any examples, like a show you think you can remember?
Well, I actually haven't seen this, but I always see it on Crunchyroll. I always see this Japanese ghost stories thing. And
another.
I don't know. I think it's actually called like Japanese ghost stories or something. Yeah. And like it looks just bad. Like I haven't seen it, so maybe it's actually amazing. But it's always advertised. It's like one of those like those like kind of random weird shows that Crunchyroll always tries to promo that like no one actually wants to watch. I think
you're talking about Yami Shibai, right?
Maybe.
I think I just looked it up. It has like a 7.
Big show?
It has like a 7 or something on my anime list. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really heard too much about it. It seems kind of just like
it seems like an episodic, random, like scary things from Japanese culture or like mythology or something.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the biggest thing that you pull from all these anime horror shows is mainly just like those big shocking moments. Like I can think of another where they had like the trip and landing on the umbrella spike.
Oh yeah.
And then the scene where like the guy stabs himself in the throat in front of his entire classroom.
Okay, but then it's like, why wouldn't you just go watch Black Mirror or something? It's like it's just like one peak scary moment. So it's like at that point, just go watch something that's actually scary. If you like horror, I don't even like horror, so I can't even say that. But like,
so you hate trying to be edgy to like for not really being edgy or not being horror.
Yeah, I guess it's like yeah. Okay, in summary, it's like for me, I already don't like horror, but it's like if I'm gonna watch horror, it's at least so I can be scared, right? So I can really get like those oh my god, that was really, really scary. But then I feel like that's hard to convey in anime. Anime is easier to convey messages of like eerie, edgy, creepy stuff. But at that point, it's like I would just go watch something live action that does that.
You probably wouldn't like stuff like, I don't know if you've seen the Angels of Death or something like that. I don't know if any of that.
No, I haven't. I generally steer clear from that entire kind of like section of shows.
I feel like the anime you're talking about, is it just called Ghost Stories?
I think it's the one that Cooper said. It's like
Yamishibai?
Yamishibai.
Ghost Stories
Japanese Ghost Stories.
is that the one with like the famous dub where all the guys had
Famous
to
dub.
yeah, I know that's different. That's different.
Okay.
That one's different.
I was
Yeah,
waiting.
that's
That's the one with the legendary dub.
But I'm a complete horror fan. Like,
Okay.
mainly what I'm reading and all that stuff. I'm completely interested in it.
Wait,
And
we didn't know, Anise, were you done? Hold up, Rashid, come on.
okay.
No. Yeah. No, that was basically it. It's basically
Okay.
just like, it just doesn't resonate.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
all right, keep going.
I can definitely understand where you're coming from, where it doesn't resonate. I was about to say, most of the things in there is not scary. I mean, probably depends on the person. But it's not that scary to most people. And I feel like it really does just embrace the creepiness and all that stuff. That's probably the main reason why I probably read it, because I don't really watch horror animes because there's not many of them that's scary.
I think the psychological thrill is better than the actual anime.
Yeah, exactly. There are a lot of good shows that are super like psychologically
Thrilling.
scary in that sense. Like I can think of like shows like Parasite, kind of, where it's like really creepy and like it might be tagged as horror.
Psychological. I don't know. Maybe
there's a few
it's
other
like
shows.
a body horror kind of thing with Parasite. It's sort of like a different genre. But
I
it's
guess
more
that's kind of like
shonen,
more
though.
gory.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was going to say. I was going to say like where it starts to blend in with another genre, I start to enjoy it. But that's like basically me telling myself, oh wait, that just means that I don't like the genre. So it's like, oh yeah, every time it's mixed with shonen or action or adventure or literally anything else, it's actually not bad. But just like that, I hate it. So
I mean, I think the horror aesthetic blends well with anime because there's so much creative things you can do with it. Like for example, something like Jujutsu Kaisen, like it's not a horror anime, right? But it sort of has like those edgy horror themes, and they could take it to like a really creative thing that you might not be able to do in live action horror. Like,
I agree.
I
agree with when you blend it and when you use kind of like the vibe rather than the entire focus of the show being that thing, it becomes like a tool instead of like an overused ingredient or something.
Cool, bro. I was gonna say, like even Bleach, they have like a horror, like the Hollows, and like they have like a sort of like a dark type of like.
Yeah, no, I'd say that for sure.
That's
like,
true.
But it's not like that. It's like it's a shonen, obviously. Not even a seinen. So yeah, you're right. All right, who's next?
I don't know who's next. Who's up next?
Rashid, go. Just go. Whatever. You want to go?
Okay, well, personally, my least favorite genre would mainly be romance.
Come on, bro.
Those are fighting words.
Those are fighting words, man. That's not romance. That's fighting.
There is some romance I will go and watch or maybe read, but it's just that's mainly because Chris suggests it to me or something like that. I'll like Rent a Girlfriend. I was like halfway through the show and then I kind of just stopped.
No.
How are you gonna say that when Kaguya-san is literally one of the best anime of all time, man?
Kaguya-san is so good.
Oh no.
Wait, so what if it's just like a regular show, like a shonen or something else, right? But it has like a romance theme to it, and like slice of life parts. Like, is that also just like kind of turns you off from the show, or is it just like strict like romance, like Rent a Girlfriend or Horimiya or something like that?
Or Say I Love You.
Romance, because I read and watch Slice of Life all the time. Those are like I can relate to those, but it's just sometimes the romance shows. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just not my cup of tea, and sometimes they're just cringy to me.
Wow. Like what about it is cringy?
Okay,
is
what
it
about
just
it
like
cringy?
Huh?
What about it is like what makes it cringy to you?
How do I explain this? Okay, so like I guess I can just give it a quick example real quick. It's like the main character of Winter Girlfriend. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
But like his personality traits are like all completely normal and you can relate to it because he's a teenage boy or whatever and whatnot. It's just there's certain things he does just kind of gives me like secondhand embarrassment. Like it's just
Oh yeah.
But I kind of like that though. Like
I guess that's part of the humor.
cringe
I guess
gives me life.
the cringe. It's like
But my
cringe is
thing
kind of like the
want him to be a
subgenre.
fully developed. Just be like, no, like he's 19. Like, of course, he has confidence issues.
Yeah.
He likes pleasuring himself, of course, and he's like, I mean, he's probably every night most 19-year-old kid.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it's really relatable. He's whatever. So it's just like we all had that crush that didn't like us, or we were too scared to say it because we didn't know. So it was just like, oh my gosh, I can put myself in there like more than I could with watching Goku beat up Vegeta.
Well, yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I can understand that, and it's like that probably is the main comedy thing, which I did like, but it's just
You thought it was cringy.
Yeah, I don't handle well.
I get it. It's like finding that each person has like a tolerance or something for for the balance of humor and cringe and like how they like complement each other, I think. And like for me, I can, because I've watched so much garbage isekai and so much like random weird shows. Like I don't like edge, like the whole horror edgy thing from here. I don't like that, but I like cringe. I really love cringe. and so I'm sitting there and I'm like, everything about this is wrong, and it's so bad. And like for me, I remember like when I was a kid and I would watch movies and I would get really immersed in the movie, and if you had a really sad moment, I would genuinely start feeling stressed and anxious in real life, right? And so like that secondhand embarrassment that you were talking about, I think is basically like that feeling.
Yeah.
And for me, that is what makes it immersive. So when I start watching a show and I start to feel embarrassed for the character or stressed for the people in the show, to the point where it's actually impacting like the way I feel, I'm like, holy shit, this show is good. So that's like for me the feeling that I enjoy. But then I can also understand for you though, where it's like it's just not enjoyable. I'm feeling like embarrassed and it's making me like uncomfortable in real life, and I don't want this right now.
True. Like that feeling you get when you're watching a movie with your parents and there's a sex scene, or like you're laying in your bed at 3 a.m. and like you think about something cringy you did.
I definitely don't enjoy those specific feelings.
That cringe is worse.
Yeah, that cringe is definitely too powerful for me. but yeah, when I'm watching this show and I feel it, and then I'm like, oh wait, it's just a show, but I'm still thinking like, damn, that was good. Yeah, because like when you're with your parent and and you're sitting there, and it's like, oh, whoa, no, and then you're like, but this is real though. This is actually happening right now. So it's like
First-hand cringe is too much.
Yeah, first-hand cringe versus second-hand. So it's the science behind this.
Y'all should make a video about this. Make a video first-hand cringe versus second-hand.
Yeah. And the legendary third-hand cringe that you can only experience.
But no, I can see why, because a lot of romance animes are very like copy paste. It's copy paste. Like the boys like the girl, but like I think another thing, like a silent voice. Come on, you can't tell me that's not one of the best romance / slice.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Movies all the time, man. That was a good movie. But yeah, I mean, I respect your opinion. I guess
Yeah, I guess.
I suppose. Even if Your Name was one of the best, movies ever. But okay.
Have you all seen Orange?
Yeah, that show's good.
That show's really good.
It's like a romance slice of life. Like
it's a romance. He won't listen.
It's over already.
Wait, is that the one with the lesbian siblings? Or-
No.
No.
It's when
Oh
they
no,
go
that was
like,
Citrus. That was Citrus.
they
Oh.
go like
We're
20
thinking.
minutes,
We're
back to
thi-
time or something like that. They
Yeah,
get
yeah.
into
It's
back-
about like it's about. Wait, are we allowed to talk about spoilers on your show?
I didn't finish it, but if you want,
Okay.
cool.
Wasn't the whole thing? I'm not gonna say anything because I don't remember. I watched it like 4 years ago.
Mhm.
So I'll pass. But all I remember is that it's kind of like Anohana, but the friend group is in high school instead.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Wait, Sheed, you like My First Girlfriend is a Gal? That's romance.
What?
Oh, that show. I
My
remember
First
that.
Girlfriend is a Gal. Don't we consider that romance?
Yeah, that's
I've
romance.
never finished it. I
Oh,
told you.
okay.
That's awkward.
I told you that.
Okay. Cooper,
Okay.
no,
It was
we're done.
pretty funny.
Yeah, move on.
No, we're done. Cooper, what's your
Oh shit! It's my turn now.
yes sir.
Uh this is kind of a hard one for me because like I don't think I can necessarily agree with what Annie said because I was kind of like raised on the whole like edgy anime, Bleach, Elfen Lied, that kind of stuff. So I can vibe with that.
I just started Ep58, by the way. Dope.
Elfen Lied was like one of the first anime I watched in grade 5.
Mm-hmm.
I was too young for that, man,
Grade
but
5, 10 years old.
I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. So, and like the romance stuff, I can vibe with that. So many of the greatest anime of all time in romance.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen so many different genres of anime that like I can't really say that there's any one that like I generally dislike. But if there's one that I guess I haven't gotten into or given much of a chance, it's probably mecha shows.
Really?
I
agree.
actually just agree with you.
I-
Are you
Like are you
Because,
talking about
like,
like the one
I
like
mean-
going like Lagoon when they get in these like Transformers type of thing? Like right? Like that you mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like
that's
something
so,
like
so boring.
Like Gundam?
yeah, Gundam.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I could never watch Gundam.
It's boring.
Like I'm like we've all seen Code Geass, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
going through Code Geass right now.
Yeah, like we
Okay,
can
nice.
appreciate stuff like
Yeah.
that. But like for me, when I think of something like Gundam or like Macross, and like most of them are old
I
ones
know a
too,
lot of
right?
people have Gundam in their top 10.
It seems like an impenetrable wall. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you even start getting into something like that?
I think you could get into that when you're like a little kid, when you're into like the Transformers phase.
That's crazy too, because
Yeah.
I never liked Transformers as a kid.
Same.
Oh wow.
Like my brother liked it. I just couldn't. I don't know.
I
It's
used
like
to love Transformers.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, dude. I
Yeah,
liked
I mean-
Bionicles when I was really young. I don't know if you guys remember
Mhm.
Bionicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like bootleg Transformers kind of, but like I think it actually came first, but I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And like I kind of like that, and I never really got into it. I liked cars. I liked all sorts of things, but I just never really liked the idea of big robots fighting each other. Same thing with like things like Godzilla and stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
and King Kong.
Mm-hmm.
I know we were talking about this Cooper and Carter
Yeah.
recently. If you guys
Yeah.
watched that movie, but
Mhm.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I just never really liked the idea of giant rampaging
So did you like Power Rangers though?
things. I kind of like Power Rangers, but I always preferred things like SpongeBob and stuff. I don't know, dude.
Oh, you're tripping. That
Hmm.
my more for Power Rangers the late 90s.
Like, I definitely
don't
didn't
know,
dislike
like-
the Power Rangers, but like,
Mhm.
if there was Power Rangers on one channel and like Fairly Odd Parents on the other channel, you already
Yeah,
know
Fairly
it's
Odd
to Fairly Odd
Parents,
Parents.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
so like Mecha, yeah, I get it, but like, why for you, Cooper? Like, I don't know what you're.
I don't know. Like maybe these shows are Transformers more than meets the eye, but like I haven't actually like. It just feels like you know how like you have these series like Fate or
Mm.
like
Yeah.
I don't know, stuff like that, where there's like a million different shows in there, and like where do you even start, right? And if, like anybody who tells you to start, it's like you either have to start from like the 90s anime that's like kind of hard to find and like low res and you don't really like feel like you want to get into it,
Yeah.
or like you can't even find that starting place. Like it's like that for me. It's like I don't know, like where do I even start to get into it? And like in the first place, like I can agree. Like I was definitely not a Power Rangers kid. I had one VHS as a kid that always skipped halfway through, so I had to like I couldn't even watch the whole thing. But other than that, it's just like I don't know. I just don't have an experience with mecha, and so I just never really considered it. So
Weren't you didn't you watch Gurren Lagann?
That is true. Gurren Lagann, I guess, is an exception to that. Have you guys seen Gurren Lagann?
I watched
I
2 episodes
stopped.
and
I
dropped
stopped
it.
halfway through. That's like
I
literally
got
half the reason
bored.
why.
Bored.
It's.
Yeah.
I know it's a good show too because I could tell it was a good show. I could just tell, right? But it just kind of got boring. I don't know. And also in my defense, I was traveling at the time. I think I was in France.
Yeah.
And Netflix there didn't have the English subs, and they didn't have the English dub, so I had to watch it with French subs.
Yeah.
and like I'm fluent in French, so like it was fine, but it was just like kind of weird. I was like, I don't know, it kind of makes it a bit worse.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know any other languages or have tried like watching something in a different language. Like
I took Chinese
sometimes.
for like 3.5 years.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Like, like I've kind of a funny story, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like I remember when I was a kid, I used to play all the Pokemon games, right? And when Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out for the DS, I wanted to buy Heart Gold, but my dad bought me like this thing, like an R4 or whatever, that you could like basically crack games. You could pirate the games on it from the internet, and then you could play like it was one DS game, but like it actually had a lot of other games installed on it, and you could play whatever you wanted for free, basically. Obviously, it was illegal, but yeah, I know, right? but my dad was like, trust, I'll find it, and you can play it. You can play it for free. And obviously, since it had just dropped in Japan, the game was like barely, like it was literally just like it just stocked the shelves in North America. So I was trying to find it, and my dad was trying to find it. We couldn't, so he found the Japanese version instead, and he loaded it up, and I played through the entire game in Japanese.
Bro, did you stay? Do you still have the console?
I still have the console and I still have the card. I don't know if the game save is still there, but I could check probably.
You might could like wait for another 20 years. It might be worth something.
Yeah, that's true. Japanese Pokemon Heart Gold on an illegal cartridge. Thousands of dollars on eBay. No, and like I didn't understand a single thing, and I liked Pokemon enough to get through it, right? But I definitely had moments where I was like, maybe I should just stop and wait for my dad to like give in and just buy me the game. So I had those doubts, right? And that's when now you like kind of compare that to the mecha anime instead of Pokemon game, and it's like, well, I just don't like mecha enough to continue. I don't like mecha and Gurren Lagann, or however you say that, enough to make it through with French subs on top of that. And it's like, oh man, it's like it just reminds me of that, because it's like, yeah, it's just like kind of like similar to the Japanese game, French subs. It's like same idea where it's like if you like it enough, you'll make it through, but if not, then you just can't. And that's when I knew that I just didn't like that show enough, even though I could tell it was a good one.
That's fair. I mean, I didn't even really like it for the mecha itself. It was more of just like this, like how you watch Kill la Kill and you're like, damn, this is just like
Kill la Kill is amazing.
They're both Trigger. They're both like kind of the same team that worked on them, and so they have like pretty similar vibes, I'd say.
Yeah,
it's like it was that feeling that I was getting from it, not necessarily that like the mecha was carrying the show or anything. I feel like
I guess,
if a show has mecha as like an element to the story, and like, but it's not the focus of the show. Like for Code Geass, it was more like the politics and his powers as a mind control. Then it's like fine. But if it's like mecha, but I guess maybe I'm just ignorant about what is it called, Gundam, because maybe like we see Gundam and like we see all these robots on the covers and we think that's what it's about. Maybe it's more,
maybe it's deeper,
like maybe it's deeper and we just haven't given it a chance.
It probably is.
It is a bit deep. It is a bit deeper because the very first Gundam I ever watched was Gundam Blood Brothers, and that's kind of what got me into the whole. I want to find out more about Gundam because I actually really love Blood Brothers, even though it's not. I don't know where it fits in the actual story, but it was nice because like Blood Brothers was literally about these infants that were raised as like children of war or with that is, and they literally grow up, and first they escape or take over the place that was like treating them like anything or just like basic slaves or anything like that. And it's hard to, I can't really remember exactly everything that happened because it's been so long since I watched it, but like I really did enjoy it because I remember watching it like 3 times over before finally moving on.
Yeah.
I guess
the
hold
one
on,
thing about
hold on.
Gundam.
We have 7 minutes. What we're gonna do is Zoom is still being whatever. We're gonna hop onto another one. I'm gonna edit it all together just to let everybody know. Or whatever.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, Barashi, you were saying something.
Yeah, Iron Blood Brothers was really good. It's very emotional depth. There was a lot of scenes where you could probably cry for like characters here and there. There's a lot of sad moments, a lot of character development, changes within their environments, and you can really see how the characters grew from their starting point where they were pretty much.
Okay, I have a question though. Then
Rashi, you like Transformers anime, but you don't like romance.
I have one question for you since you like Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
Would the show have been worse or better if you swapped out the mechs for some other thing like fantasy or something?
Oof.
Like, because that's kind of what I seem to think when I see mech shows. I'm like, okay, like Code Geass is great. Code Geass is one of the best shows ever. But but like, and I haven't seen it in a while, but I'm like 90% sure that if they worked it into a different type of technology that they were using to fight or something like that, it just would have been cooler.
I agree.
That's true. Actually,
I didn't like the mech part.
It just would have been better.
Big brain IQ thought right here. Attack on Titan basically does that. They take steel mechs and they turn them into big fleshy mechs, and it's basically the same
how
thing.
much cooler? How much cooler is Attack on Titan than Attack of the Gundams? I would watch, like, that's what I'm saying. I never even once thought to myself that Attack on Titan was kind of like Transformers or something at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you could take Attack on Titan and compare it to something like Code Geass. Obviously, they're very different shows, but like, you can compare it and be like, think about it. If instead of big people, they were big robots, it would be kind of similar.
True.
And then all of a sudden, you're like, wait, what the fuck? But Attack on Titan, like, vibes, at least in my opinion, are just way better. In terms of like the scenery, the technological or like whatever, like weapon scenery, I guess, is the right thing to say. So like that's where I start to think, like, would Gundam? So obviously Gundam is literally all about mechs. Like, that's literally the whole thing. But like,
I was about to say the Gundams, like the mechs are obviously called Gundams, and there's a bunch of different types, and it shows military strength and all this stuff. And the ones that are labeled as Gundams are like the height of the mecha, so like
the strongest.
And they're like mysterious and whatnot. So it's really hard to say if it would be better without those. It's like I don't see any other thing. Like,
I guess I see what you mean. It's like it would be hard to replace like literally the entire core of the show with something else and have it be just as powerful. I guess that's fair, because like you couldn't just replace all the Gundams with like a strong sword guy. And be like, his power is mysterious. He's so strong. He trained in the mountains for years. That just would be so dry, probably, and not as nearly as cool. But yeah, like I guess that makes sense for a show like Gundam where everything revolves around the mechs. It makes sense. But then a show where mechs are part of the story or are the main weapon that's used, but not like the core of everything and stuff like that, it would just be cooler without the mechs and with something else instead. I don't know. I'd like to hear what I wonder. I've never met someone who really, really just loves everything mecha, you know? Like, they go on my anime list and they click on the mecha thing and they look for the next show that they haven't seen yet. Like, I've never met someone like that.
I think mecha is more like a good subgenre or like a side genre added onto a show.
There haven't even really been very many mecha anime coming out. Even it's like I feel like like I think Giga made a video about this, but like the age of mech is kind of dying.
I think
It's a
the
very,
last
like,
one was literally
90s.
Darling in the Franxx. It was
Yeah,
maybe
it's
the last
it's a very
mega anime.
90s,
Yeah.
early 2000s type thing. Right, not even early 2000s, really just 90s.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. So
Because
guys,
I
we have
think-
2 minutes left. So either
Yeah.
start Corbett, you can start your least favorite, or we can just like kind of like
Let's just smoothly transition to the
Yeah,
next
smoothly
to the next
transition.
call.
Yeah.
To the next call.
all right, guys. The power of editing. You guys are gonna see the part 2.
Yes, sir.
So live. Okay, we are back, guys. Part 2, or just the second half. Editing's gonna make that look great. Just to recap, I think we're doing least favorite anime. I know Rashid said romance. Anise said Anise said horror, like lame horror. Cooper, you said mecha.
Yeah.
So I think you still have some more about Code Geass, right?
I think
I was
Carter
gonna
wanted to talk about
say
that.
my little part about, because earlier you guys said Code Geass could replace the mechas. And I was just gonna argue that maybe you couldn't in that instance, because there's that whole thing about Lelouch fighting his best friend in combat, but they don't know that they're each other. So that's just my little thing about that. I think mechas can add something to a show, but I don't think mechas can be like the main attraction for a show. Yeah,
Not anymore, you think?
that's my little bit.
Okay. Anybody else got anything to say?
Well, we
I
had a
was just
little
gonna say-
argument about meat mechas and if they were better or worse than regular mechas, but
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like I was just telling Cooper, I was like, how is it possible? Because on paper, a mecha should be way cooler than just a giant guy.
Yeah.
But like, but the Titans are so much scarier than the giant robots and the crazy guns and all the stuff they have on them and everything. And it's like, how is this possible? Like we need to, on the next episode of this podcast or on our podcast, we need to find some random mecha fan. And title will just be interview with a mecha fan. and we'll just be asking him questions trying to understand his kind, because we just don't get it. At least I don't.
I don't either.
Oh my god. I just can't. It's like not, honestly, I'm upset that I didn't think of mecha when you asked me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
because
Chris, when you were like
Ultron.
yeah, Carter Anise didn't like horror, Rashid didn't like romance, Cooper didn't like mecha. It's like, nah, man, like nobody here likes mecha. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all
like
of ours now.
I seriously should have said mecha, because I actually do dislike mecha
more than
as a genre.
horror.
More than the whole edgy, lame horror stuff we were
me
talking
and the
about.
boys hating mecha.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, don't just send all the mecha fans my way, guys. Please, like,
If you're a mecha fan, leave a comment.
yeah, leave a comment. Fuck Cooper, that mecha hating geezer.
I mean, I was gonna ask you. You hate fake horror type of. So you wouldn't like Tokyo Ghoul, right?
So I tried Tokyo Ghoul in like 9th grade or something, and I didn't like it too much. But back then it was because I felt like it was too like gory and stuff like that. But now I watch gory shows all the time. So like I think that if I tried to watch it now, I would be fine with it and probably enjoy it. The only thing though is that they ruined it. So every time I tell my friend, "Hey, yo, should I go watch Tokyo Ghoul?" He's like, "Well, you can watch the first season." And I was like,
"Go read the manga."
Yeah,
yep. I've been rewatching the first season right now. It still holds up.
Oh, really?
I think it still holds up. And then you get that banger OP every single time.
Yeah, that.
And then surprisingly, he is also a banger.
Anime openings all time.
100%.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, even the actual, like, I've seen the actual animation of the opening before, playing Osu or whatever. Like, and just listening to it so many times throughout the years, like, and it's so nice. I love the whole like chairs in the middle of the empty sky thing. Like, that's so, I love that.
Yeah, definitely makes you feel like you have depression. Some episodes, not gonna
yeah. I might have to watch that. I think because right now I'm planning on watching JoJo after I finish up some of like after I like figure out all the shows I want to, because I'm like planning out everything I want to watch right now. I
That's
haven't
how you
watched.
get things done. You got to make that list.
Yeah, because I haven't really watched anything. The winter season, I just watched seasonals. I only watched seasonals, so I haven't really watched anything that's been like finished in a while.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, well, I need to get back to the plan, and school's starting soon for me, and it's like, oh man, like I gotta stick to a schedule or something. Like,
Guys, we have to make an announcement. I made it to One Piece. That should make it. We should just throw a party for me. Just saying.
Oh shit.
Anyway,
oh shit. Wait. So what? Where is that in the show?
that's the current arc.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh
Holy-
damn.
Yeah.
Damn. So you're basically done.
Caught up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Congrats, man. That's a big
Damn.
accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting
No.
out,
You need.
putting
You
out a
need
college transcript for sure.
yeah. You need to get your
Yes,
family to
sir.
throw you a party. Holy.
That's what I said. That's a lot of commitment. But yeah, you should watch Tokyo. Watch Tokyo season 1.
All right, I'll add it to
Season
the
one, not the
list.
other
I'll add
ones.
it to the list.
I mean, if you like it enough, you get to 2 and 3. But I don't know. I would.
Yeah. I'm usually not as critical when it comes to like judging shows. Like, just like people say, "Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad." Like, I'm usually not as critical. Like,
It's gonna have you like WTF though. You're gonna be very confused.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Going from
Okay.
2 to 3, because 2 went anime only. 3 went try to go back to the manga.
Oh,
1 was strictly based out of the manga, so
interesting.
it's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's like if Promised Neverland season 3 goes back to
Oh
the
no.
manga. Like,
The manga's done. They did all of it in season 2.
Exactly.
I didn't even watch.
That's exactly what it would be like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So who hasn't done their things yet?
Me.
I haven't done
Carter and
mine
you
yet.
guys.
All right, Corey, you can go. I'll go last.
All right. I've been thinking the whole time, trying to come up with, because I'm gonna be honest, there are a lot of shows that, or a lot of genres I'm just not a fan of. I can enjoy almost anything, right? So long as it has like a good plot, good characters.
Mhm.
But like the shows I'll never understand are like the idol shows.
Oh.
What do you mean?
You know, like Love Live and all that.
Like,
Yeah.
like are in a band or something
Yeah.
singing?
Mhm.
Or like the Magical
like
Girls.
K-On! Yeah, or Magical Girl shows as
You
well.
like Given?
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
Oh
Love
wait,
That.
I've heard of that.
I think
Wait,
it's like
hold
a
on.
it's
I
like a
looked this
rock.
up.
It's like a pop boy band thing.
Oh yeah,
Let me see.
It was good.
it came out like last year, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Released August 2020.
Yeah,
I remember this.
I thought it was alright. Okay, so why do you like that genre?
Well, I don't understand it. Like I don't really get the whole point of, because the kind of people who like Love Live, right?
Mhm.
Really like Love Live. Like
I think
from
it's
what I've
already
seen.
targeted for a lot of females. Though I personally I think so.
Like young
young
girls,
girls,
probably.
young
Yeah.
K-pop girls.
Yeah.
I would think so, but like surprisingly, there are a lot of there are a lot of dudes that are also just like big fans of idol shows.
Mm.
I don't get it
I
myself.
didn't need them. I didn't need
Yeah,
them.
maybe it's like a brony thing. It's just like
Maybe.
just
no.
happened to be a pocket of culture and like something targeted for young girls that like older guys just started to gain a
Oh,
following
no.
in.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe.
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like-
could see
The
why.
genres
If
for
you
that.
like that type of show, would you like let's say it's one of like the idol shows where it's like a band of like 5 girls or something that perform and live their lives, right?
Maybe
Okay,
maybe
I'll-
like American
let's
Idol
see.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, would you like it because like if it was like a shonen, right? I probably would have heard of it. Like if it was
Mhm.
like it's like, okay, now the band is gonna go to this idol show or this like talent show, and if they get first place, then they'll be in the next tournament, and it's like tournament arcs, right? That would be like
Yeah.
sick.
Like
Right?
on some food, on some food wars.
I would watch an
Yeah,
idol
I
show.
could do
I would
that.
watch
I
an
could do
idol show
that.
if there was a tournament arc in it.
Mhm.
Oh,
But-
definitely.
But,
I think
but
a lot of
like,
them are slice of life, right?
yeah,
A
but
lot of them are
Yeah.
just like focus
But-
on the characters.
in
so
themselves.
then do you like watch an idol show and like the same as people who like actual bands in real life and like the characters, or like K-pop bands, for example, like say K-pop groups, like it's like, oh my god, I love this character so much, she's so cute, oh my god, and like you fanboy or fangirl over like your favorite member of the band as if you would if they were a real band. Like, is that what you do when you watch that? I don't really get that.
I think so, actually, because I've seen like memes or like these guys sometimes post like posting a meme about this character from K-On! For like the 379th day in a row, and I'm like, why? Why though?
Yeah.
I don't really get it.
Cable, I don't think I would really touch it, to be honest. It's kind
Yeah.
of boring. It is boring.
I've
It's not
thought
really my
about
thing.
watching K-On! A few times just because it's Kyoto Animation.
True,
But-
it probably does have
remember,
good
like,
animation.
No, like I remember when we went to Japan and whatever, like the K-pop group, those were huge. Like their poster billboards everywhere. Like, so
Yeah,
I
K-pop
could
is big
see
in Japan,
why,
too.
like like girls were like that, but I don't know. Like, I never really got interested.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not really. It's not like a lot of like nuance. It's just they're probably insecure about their playing ability. They
Someone's gonna quit the band.
They might quit the band. Then they step up, rise to the occasion, and maybe lose.
Or like someone's bullying one of the members. They're like,
Yeah.
So Idol fans are definitely listening to this. They're like, yeah, he's got a hidden beast inside of him. He has an edgy best friend.
Idol and Mecha fans right now are so mad.
They're probably telling us like, oh, we're just not smart. We don't understand.
I like dumb shonen fans, so they just punch each other all day.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those memes that you find. And even though I love slice of life shows, I always see those memes where it's like slice of life shows be like, oh, dude, did you see in chapter 346 the grocery store arc? Did you see it? You see how the guy looked at him when he walked by?
They compete with grocery shopping. Right, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like the anime when they're grocery shopping and they compete with each other or whatever. Yeah. It's actually pretty good. I think it's slice of life sign though.
Yo, but low-key, even though those memes are like hilarious and like no slice of life is actually a grocery store arc and all that stuff, I would actually watch a slice of life with the grocery store arc, because that if it was a slice of life that was good quality, it was well produced, all that stuff, I think I would enjoy a grocery store arc. I'm not even joking.
If it's done well enough, I mean, I'll watch it.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It's like, why do you watch the Idol show? Just be a fan of a real.
It's like, what, did the singing arc hit different, or like what's up?
It's like I would watch a talent show arc, but I know that that's not what actually happens to Idol shows. Because if it did, we would know about it. We'd be watching that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it would be a shonen at that point.
True.
That's also true. All right, I think I'm the last person. This might be cheating, but I kind of have a half and a half. I think I'm gonna go isekai and certain sports animes, certain ones.
Okay.
Sports animes can be really good. Like I like Ahura no Sora, Kuroko no Basket, Haikyuu, obviously, Shannon's Volleyball Club. But it's just like at some point it just gets very repetitive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the same. Like it's like the same. Like story. Like I'm just the shortest. Either I was the shortest, or I was too slow, or I was this and that, and it's just like them.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same kind of storyline or whatever. Like I have like 4 or 5 that I really, really love, but I just feel like it's like kind of a rinse, repeat cycle.
Oh well, then Chris, I got a question for you. Since I know you love Ahura no Sora, what do you find that they do different than you say?
I think Ahura no Sora, like it points like this whole season, like their whole season, it was really no high points. Like I don't think they won a game.
Yeah,
they didn't win a game, and I like that because like a lot of things with Haikyuu, like Haikyuu, they might lose a game, but then they'll come back on a 4 or 5 game winning streak, or they'll get a new player. Like no, they've sucked the whole time, but you do see the growth and you see them really working. But like it's reality, like any sports, like sometimes you're just not good enough. Like sometimes people have natural talent that is miles better than your hard work.
That's the one where it shows like all the characters in their home life too, right?
Yeah, it shows their home life.
Yeah, I thought that was I was actually gonna say, like, if you wanted to watch something to shake up your perception of what a sports anime could be, Hoshia no Sora is a really good show to check out.
Yeah, and it's an old manga. The manga came out the year I was literally born, 2003, and it just got anime 2019. It was, I don't know how it took that long. Maybe they had to wrap it up, but I think it's different because, like I said, I think they didn't win a game, and it's just like Ahura, he's great or whatever, but like a lot of his teammates are real like like F-ups. He doesn't have no prodigy. He doesn't have nobody on his team like, the next 5-star recruit or whatever. There's just legit guys who are working. But the reality is, you haven't played basketball enough, so you're not going to beat guys who are, been training since day one type of thing. So I feel like it's a sense of reality kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
it's a lot more realistic.
Yeah, but I don't like hate sports animes. Obviously, it's high, but like, cause I like Slam Dunk. I'm trying to find some more. Like I've probably watched like maybe about 6 or 7, maybe 10, something like that. But like it's just like sometimes I watch Haikyuu. I'm just like again. I'm like again, gonna scream again.
That's true. Yeah, it's kind of like akin to the shonen formula, where it's like it's like the character development. Oh, someone is not good enough at a specific thing. Okay, they're going to be shy or like threaten to quit the team or something, or just kind of be out of it for a game. They're going to lose a game. It's like, it follows the same pattern. I can see how that gets boring. I haven't watched that many sports anime. I've watched like Kuroko. I've watched Haikyuu. I've watched Run in the Wind. Is it Run in the Wind or Run Like the Wind? I think it's Run in the Wind.
I think it's Run in the Wind.
Yeah, I watched I think a couple other ones. For me, I draw the line for sports anime when it becomes just yaoi. Because let's be real.
Hajime no Ippo, come on. Hajime no Ippo, Baki, come on.
I'm gonna come back to Baki after I say this because Baki is interesting. But so yaoi, obviously some people like that stuff. Obviously not my thing. And like when it's like, oh nice, this is so hype. Holy shit. Oh, that was such a nice scene. Like, oh my god. And then they start kissing. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like obviously it's never that direct. Like like unless it's actually just like a yaoi show. But like when it's like, because I'm not gonna watch a full blown yaoi show anyway. But like those sports shows where like it might have the tag like boys love or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, it's probably just like implied sometimes, where it's like they kind of just like are really close friends, like it's fine. But and that's obviously okay. And then you're like, and then it starts to get kind of like too much about that and not enough about the sport. And it's like, well, I would just go watch romance if that's what I want to watch, right?
Yeah.
So like,
it's knowing how to put in wrinkles but not overstep the art, the
exactly, because it's the problem is not the fact that there is a romance, right? The problem for me is that I didn't come to watch romance. I came to watch sports. So and sports is kind of like, I see sports as kind of like a subsection of shonen most of the time, right? So like for me, it's like, it's basically a more realistic shonen, like without special powers and stuff. Well, sometimes
now Kuroko no Basket they're literally super.
That one is a bit more bit more extreme, but then when it starts to become like basically just like the high school boys team, nice, oh my god, I love these characters, and then all of a sudden there's all this like weird kind of, I didn't come to see this kind
romantic
of like
triangle type of thing.
like romantic triangles. It's way too complicated, stuff like that, and it's like, man, I don't want, this is not my type of thing here right now. Like that's where I draw the line. And so the other thing I was gonna say about Baki is that Baki, I've only seen one episode, and it wasn't even the first episode. And it was like this fight with this. Okay, this obviously won't be anything because everyone is super buff in that show. But like, it was this fight with a super buff guy that could like do the splits or something.
Yeah.
And then there was like a big nose guy, and Baki was fighting him in this park or something. And I was just watching this, and I was like, what am I watching? Like, like it's literally these giant Attack on Titan titans basically that are buff though. It's like the Titans if they were built well, and like they're just like dueling each other, and it's like, oh my god, what is going on? Probably because I watched a random episode in the middle, and I didn't know anything about the characters or anything because I was just at my friend's house and I was watching it. But like, damn, that's like JoJo levels. That's like buffer than JoJo characters.
Yeah.
It was like wow. But I don't know. It could be good. I mean, I've seen it on Netflix a lot. Like Netflix always plugs that to me.
It's okay. That's all right. I like it.
Yeah.
B+.
Okay. Yeah. What was the other thing you said other than sports?
Hajime no Ippo.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the manga is still going. The manga's on like a few thousand chapters, I think. Correct?
Wow.
I'm not correct. But I think it is. That's what I heard. Might have been wrong, but yeah. So sports, they're good. It's just you have to do it right. Like I said,
Yeah.
the horror and the stories are really different because you get a little slice of life, you get the realism, you get what the sport's about, and then you get like some bro, like 2%.
Just a little bit. That's
Just
fine. Yeah.
And it shows like I like shows that show them not doing what the show is about. Like I like seeing them maybe go to the pool, have maybe an episode of swim, like 1 or 2 episodes about them going to the pool, getting team bonding, so maybe going on a swim day or something like that.
It's a balance, right? It's like
you just have to do it right. You can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Like how I can play with the My Hero arc or whatever. You're gonna give me 12 up. You're gonna give me 15 episodes of School Festival, and then you give me 12 episodes of mediocre villain. Like, that's just how.
What was the name of that villain again? I
Overhaul.
hated that guy.
No.
The old man. The old man.
Gentle
criminal. Man.
Yeah.
He's trying to take our jobs, bro. YouTube star. He's trying to take our jobs.
Gentle criminal literally turned me off of MHA for like a year.
Season 5 has been kind of slow.
Yeah.
But the manga's in its last stage though. Like I think
I heard it's finishing soon.
I am caught up on the manga.
The manga's finishing. I think end of this year, maybe start next year.
Dude,
Wait,
I almost dropped My Hero in right now season 5, right?
Yeah.
So I almost dropped My Hero in season 4 when they pulled that gentle criminal shit.
Oh yeah.
I was so close.
No, everybody was so hyped over that Endeavor fight. It was so mad. It was not that good. It was not
I like the
okay.
Endeavor
No,
fight.
the Endeavor fight was good, but it was just the fact that it was not like
That's the
was
only
so,
thing the season had.
Yeah, it was so little in comparison to what the first few seasons had to offer. And the fact that we had the whole gentle criminal stuff before it was so hard to make up for that. Like a decent fight, a good. Because I know on one of our episodes we were like talking up that fight. We were like, yeah, that fight was awesome and all that stuff. And like I was saying, I didn't really remember it that well. Now I'm watching the 5th season, so I kind of recall a bit more what happened.
Hype for the 5th season, real quick. Hype for the little synopsis.
I'm liking it. I'm gonna keep watching it. I'm at least not gonna drop it. Okay, like.
I mean, the thing is, what episode you have though, you have to give it time to work out. Some,
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a tournament arc, and I like that. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a tournament arc. It's like
that's the thing, like
class v class.
It's good. Like you can also always sprinkle in like different things. That's good. That's what makes your show like really good. But you have to make sure that your arc is still pushing like what your arc is supposed to be about, or whatever.
Yeah,
especially if you're a shorter show, like
12
to 50-ish episodes type of show.
I mean, for at least My Hero, like without spoiling like much at all, like we're learning more about, or at least we're getting hints about like All for One and One for All and stuff, and how the power might work and the memories and whatever. So it's like it's not like we're completely just sitting ducks right now, just watching the class. Like, oh my god, another.
Like I said, the problem I always say this in my episodes. Like the problem with My Hero is there's too many characters that we don't care about, that we don't like. Like it's too many like there's a whole set of class 1B characters that are. I don't remember half the class 180. Like
I literally forgot. I forgot that entire character who was like the guy that's like always like blonde guy that's like, oh, we're gonna beat you guys. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like that,
and
like,
for some reason he's like some. Oh shit! No, my bad. I'm talking about the wrong guy.
Oh, okay.
About like the belly button dude.
Yeah, belly button guy. That's what I'm talking about.
Aoyama,
Like, they're trying to push him so hard as like Deku's like one of his best friends, but like does anybody care about that? He's literally the meme character.
He was literally the meme character.
So strange. That's a little My Hero rant. So my next genre, isekai. Isekai. That's literally isekai should literally have the definition: rinse, wash, repeat. Literally should just be right. When you look up isekai anime, it should literally just be that and then a whole list. Now there are some good isekai: Rising the Shield Hero, Overcautiously Hero. Love the anime, by the way. We're trying to think some other stuff that are isekai.
There's a lot. Like I can definitely if I had time, I could definitely make a list of probably like, because I've seen a lot of isekai, right?
Yeah.
In our group for the 3 of us, I'm definitely the isekai guy. So. And I've seen all the trash ones and all the good ones.
It's just hard to like. It really like as a kid, I've never liked that. Like when I remember watching like when the cartoons would do crossovers going to different worlds. So I remember a lot of it from a kid, and I never really liked it because it would go to thing like it was like, okay, this little nerdy boy gets transferred to the world, and now he has to be the world savior.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And then it's just like, I just, like, I think, isn't Redo of a Healer isekai?
I think it's
No.
fantasy, but like at this point, fantasy and isekai are so
It really gave
intertwined.
isekai vibes. See, outside, look, listen, outside of the like, you know, the rape,
Yeah.
it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Like, it was okay or whatever. But like, isekai really just don't do it for me. Like, it has to be really, really good for me to like isekai. Like, I mean, Dr. Stone can technically be considered isekai. Technically, like, if we're going by like, I know it's not, but like new world type of thing, trying to figure out. In a way, it could be, but it's not to me. But I've seen people argue that.
I have some strong opinions about this because it's like isekai is interesting because like saying like the argument that you're bringing is like definitely true where it's like it's just the same thing every time. But sometimes that's not a bad thing, right? Like so it's like, for example, one of the things that we talked about when we had you guys on our podcast was Mushoku Tensei, like the jobless reincarnation.
Yeah, you told me about that. I started it. It's not bad. I like it.
And like it's definitely not a unique formula. It's definitely the classic guy who's bullied in his original world. He's like not really cool. He's like a loser or whatever. Gets hit by a truck and dies. Classic death, right? And then he has some backstory that's holding him back, and then he meets like a lot of characters, and he's reincarnated as a child. That's not really that uncommon anymore. And he learns magic, and it's like, wow, dude, these are all things that happen in every single isekai ever. But then it's like the way that they tackle the different like obstacles or like the different elements of the world, right, is what matters, I think. So you can have an isekai that's a completely new setting. He gets teleported to a world that's like completely new. Like he gets teleported to a world like Attack on Titan or something, right? Like something crazy, and that would be awesome, right? Because it's a new original idea. And if they did that well, that could be amazing. But the problem is, the thing that isekais don't do well is just all the characters are completely static. They're like all the characters start off with, so the main character is always going to be some brown haired or blue haired like boy who's
OP.
like who's OP and learns everything the moment he teleports into the world. After in the first few episodes, he's already like as strong as possible, and then he becomes a hero somehow. And then usually he builds up some sort of harem, even if it's not a harem show, and it's just completely, the power dynamics make no sense. The power curve makes no sense. Like it's not the problem with these shows isn't that like, oh, he has a unique power. It's how they use that. Like in Mushoku Tensei, he can use magic without incantations, and that is obviously broken, but like, and that's OP, but it's not like he magically knows how to use every single spell to the level that he can kill every single person on the planet all of a sudden now, first episode, and he probably never will. But it's like the fact that he can start learning, and he has an advantage for sure, and he can start learning things and how to use his ability to his advantage, and how he, and then that mixed in with the fact that there's actual character development and changes in character between, but it's not so sudden where it's like, oh, you saved my dog, I love you now, I'm going to follow you on all of your adventures, let's go. Like that's what normal isekai, trash isekai does. Good isekai is like, oh, I'm really, really shy, I have all these insecurities, and one by one we're going to slowly work on them, and I'm going to slowly start trusting you, but I'm still going to have that attitude towards you because my personality isn't going to suddenly change like a black and white.
And I'm going to ask you, do you think tell me if you think or if you don't agree, but I think isekai could work more on better world building and spending.
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah,
they all just feel like the generic like Final Fantasy video game kind of like.
I'm surprised the characters from the different shows haven't met each other at this point, because it's like some of these have to be the same world. Like that's
what if they do a thing where you put like you isekai like a character to like already like another anime world? That would be interesting. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be interesting. But I feel like obviously because of the fact that like they would need like I guess permission or whatever
Yeah,
from
obviously.
you need like all like the copyright stuff and everything figured out, and it would be some sort of like cooperative project or something.
Well,
And then it would never be something like super like something super like amazing or like actually like canon or anything like that. It would always just be something like
Or like a movie. They probably,
like a crossover episode or like a random just funny.
they did make Isekai Quartet.
Oh,
Yeah, but like
Come
that's
on,
literally
man.
isn't that literally a chibi show? Like
yeah.
it's just a whole meme,
It's
right? Like, I feel
literally
like
a meme. That's it.
if you wanted, because all the worlds at this point, it'd be so hard to come up with a completely original concept for a world.
that's true.
For
That's why it's
any
harder
isekai.
to make good anime too.
Yeah.
Harder.
So like at this point, I can't even blame them for teleporting into a fantasy world anymore.
Yeah, is
Because-
ReZero isekai?
Yeah.
Yeah, ReZero is
Oh, I
Isekai.
forgot ReZero. That
Yeah,
was a
ReZero's
part timer. The good
great.
one too. I like that was a
That
part.
was part time.
that was a
But
part-time
that's like
great.
obviously it's still an isekai, but like it's the opposite of what we traditionally know, right? So
And it's getting a season 2, so
yeah, isn't that like next year or something?
yeah, because it ended in
Mhm.
2013, 2012.
Yeah, that show's awesome. I love that.
I like it.
McRonald's.
McDonald's.
I think that's all. But I was gonna ask you guys just one thing. Have y'all seen Tokyo Revengers?
No.
I have not.
No.
Sheet, have you seen it?
Saw it on Crunchyroll.
I've not started it. Remember, I've been working all this
Oh,
week.
yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
watched
yeah.
any anime.
Okay. It gives me Erased vibes, and I wanted to talk about it with you guys, but nobody's seen it.
Wait, how much of it is out?
Only one episode. The first episode's out.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Wait, I've heard of this. Someone told me about this. Was it you, Chris?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because I swear to God, I've heard of this before. No, I think it was definitely you, but I think one of my friends told me. Yeah, I think one of my friends last year told me to read the manga, and then now there's an actual anime. That's crazy. I had no idea.
And then Chainsaw Man's coming out soon. I suggest.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no.
Wait, is that this season or is that next season?
2022.
2022. Okay.
And then
Yeah,
Bleach, you're not getting like there's not gonna be it's not gonna be no censorship. So I guess maybe that means we get more like nudity. I guess.
It's gonna be such a good show. Hopefully, the manga was so good.
It was good.
I thought it was good.
The ending.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I don't know, man. But aren't they continuing it?
Yeah,
I heard that they're just switching it to a different publication, and it's gonna keep going.
Yeah, but even Kubo admitted that he was rushed. He said the end, because I kind of felt that way too. But he said the ending was really like he had to, like they were forcing him to get it out.
Yeah.
Ending.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
a
jeez.
little more.
Yeah, well, it was definitely rushed, but I feel like it had all like the elements, and like it felt like Chainsaw Man the whole time. And Chainsaw Man's always kind of been like
I'm talking about Bleach.
a snappy. Oh, Bleach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you guys were talking about Bleach too.
Yeah.
Wait, what the heck? Sorry, I'm lost. Okay, yeah, no, Bleach. I definitely agree with what you said. Bleach was a rush show with a rushed ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's kind of an unpopular opinion, Cooper.
Yeah, no,
He's breaking the
I
rules.
had Chainsaw Man in my head. It's hard to take it out of my head.
But guys, I think that's it. You guys plug your stuff, man. Thanks for coming on. Plug your stuff.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, Chris. Yeah, so you can find us on YouTube or on really any other platform, iTunes, Spotify, any of those podcasting ones. Real Talk Anime. On Instagram, same thing, at Real Talk Anime. On Twitter, at Real_Talk_Anime. And one thing I want to say is that, like Chris said at the very beginning, we just did an episode with an English voice actor for Shikamaru Nar from Naruto, and he's awesome, Tom Gibbous. And he had a lot to say about his job and Hollywood and all sorts of things, even things like high school and college. And it was a very, very in-depth episode about random things.
And
it was
it did good. Y'all got like 220 views or something like that.
Yeah. Compared to our average upload, it's definitely doing a lot better. But yeah, so if anyone here hasn't seen that, please go check that out. Leave a like. But yeah, first of all, leave a like on Chris's video because you already know Anime Gensho Weebaholics podcast, the best there is.
I wish. You guys go like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. Go follow our Instagram at _Gensho. Go follow his photography page, Eyes Eye Lens. again, we just hit 700 subscribers in about 7 months. I really want to just say thank you to everybody who's been on the journey, subscribe, like, collab with. I really appreciate everybody who's been, supporting a part of this journey. And, we're nowhere near the end. She got anything to say to the people? Just because you're the co-host.
Well, I'll just repeat it. We very appreciate the 700 subscribers, and exactly, it's the end. It's really just the beginning.
Yeah, it really
keep going.
Yeah, hopefully y'all can keep subbing. We can get a little.
Yeah.
So we can get some. But, I hope you guys enjoy. Stay safe. Stay masked up. Peace.